Beggars rule the void. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Ooh. Yes, the theme song to Vikings, very appropriate. Vikings plunder. Arr.
That's not a Viking, doesn't go arr.
Well, they might have, you never know. Vikings might have gone arr. Please, sir, can I have some more? Young Mr. Twist, what are you asking for? Are you begging? But I'm hungry. Get back to your table, son. You'll not be getting any more tonight. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Good evening and welcome to tonight's radio broadcast of Boyd Cave. Last time we left them, they were eating moss and gravel, just getting by. How are you going tonight? What did you eat? You ate a bacon and egg burger. I didn't know they grew on the side of the caves like that, but still they were delicious.
We've got a modern cave.
Yeah, upgraded. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Those were the days, my friends, we thought they'd never end. Great tune, that theme song from Vikings. Very good. Viking music is very good, actually. If you get a chance to Google it or YouTube it. Viking music. Lots of war songs and things like that, but very good. We looked after two puppies today. They're running around like mad dogs. It was relatively cool at 35. It was what? Do you feel the difference?
Yes.
92 or 93 degrees was quite pleasant. Same tomorrow. Are you winning?
No.
Oh dear. What are you down to?
3 million.
Oh no.
That's got the game.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive pickups, but I must make amends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me Mercedes Benz? But I do like that theme song from Vikings. Do, 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 do. Give me more, give me more, give me more. A sucker is born every day. give me more,
Used
give
to
me
be
more,
talking to
give
yourself.
me more. Ooh. Ah, but the night of the long nights is rapidly approaching. You shall see them turn upon themselves with the setting of the sun. One of them will lean over, get a good kick up the bum. It's all coming down. Oh dear. Early to bed tonight again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, people go to bed a bit earlier. Mind you, I get up real early. Go to bed too early, I get up even earlier. I have a body clock of only 6 hours sleep, no matter what I do. Good evening, Tony. Any updates on your solar system? Ours is being organised for install on the 10th of January. Battery ready system, but we're not getting the battery yet. Why? There's talk in Western Australia of up to a $4,000 subsidy soon, so we figured we'd wait to get a discount. Ooh, big day Friday. You've got to do a little video, mate. Elon Musk personally installed it for you. That'll be nice. How you going, Elon? Yeah, just chuck it on that wall, mate. Bit lower, so I can put my beer on top. That's it. Good man. You will have your own power station. Let's be honest, if the government's not going to do anything about energy and our planet, particularly our country, burning to the ground because it's getting too hot, we'll have to do it ourselves. Do you ever watch that series called Vikings, Tony? With that theme song. Do 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 do. Ye beggars rule the boys. Give me more, give me more, give me more. How's scum off to Hawaii? Okay?
What?
Never watched that. I don't know. Not quite sure what Tony said then. How's come, I think, off to Hawaii? I don't know. Who's off to Hawaii? Actually, it's pretty cheap to fly to Hawaii from WA. It's only about $900 return. Sure why I'd go there. See some beaches? Nah, got plenty here. Exciting times though. Friday, I just hear the music in the background. Our Prime Minister went to Hawaii. Well, is there any chance that they'll keep him? Aloha, Scotty. Yeah, it's terrible, mate. It's terrible here. We've lost lots of properties. Lost one not more than a kilometre from me. And the whole country is burning. Of course, nothing to do with climate change, just a bit dry. Remember Mr. Morrison saying, yeah, when I was a kid I remember there was smoke in Sydney. Really? Yeah, no. It's getting drier and drier and drier. The first thing that we're going to see in a few years' time is major water crises. Dams all over Australia are hitting rock bottom. There's only so much desalination you can do. You can't desalinate for 5 million people in Sydney. That's not possible. It's all come into a crunch. Rainwater tank will be the next on your list, Tony, unless you've already got one. We'll be getting one. I think there is no argument. I mean, I'm 60 and the climate's changed in my lifetime. And it's not usually possible in one's lifetime to notice climate change. History will tell us that it occurs over hundreds, if not thousands of years, but not where I live. Every month of this year, and this is 12 months now of this year, is the hottest on record every month. This month will end our average normal over 160 years of recording. December is 29 degrees Celsius. Our average for December will be around 38 degrees Celsius. 9 degrees hotter every day. But that's just another month that's breaking records. And our summer doesn't begin till February in real terms. So what may just be normal 40s and Februaries may get close to 50s. Staggers the imagination. There's no point arguing about climate change. We should be preparing for it. And what you're doing is one of the preparations that everyone needs to do. More solar energy, no power bills. Brilliant. No coal burning for your electricity, Tony, or mine. Yeah, I was up at Nanga. It's not recorded, but on a station which is Shark Bay, inland from Shark Bay a little bit. There's a farming station. 53 degrees. That was measured by the bloke who owned the property. So, but that was about 20 years ago. Oh, it's one of the gifts that you'll thank yourself forever. You talk about not paying power bills. Now, here in Western Australia, power bills are extraordinarily high. Ours are never high because we're very efficient. We go to one room, we turn one light on. That's all you need when you're in one room. And we've got air conditioners in every room, but we only use the air conditioner in the room we're in. So our power bills are negligible. But with solar panels, won't be paying anything. But that's a great feeling because it's a step towards self-sufficiency. And just imagine you don't have to do anything. You just get up and stretch your arms in the morning and go, I wonder what the system's using. Oh, I'm getting in, nice. 36 kilowatts, nice, yes, good. Battery's full, excellent. And my power bill is, I'm not paying a power bill. Brilliant. One of the things I looked at years ago, I think I mentioned it too, is that we started buying more efficient appliances. When we lived in Mandurah, which is just south of Perth, we had DC freezers and fridges. And they cost nothing to run because it was all coming off solar. But it's just something we have to do. The problem is water. I mean, we don't get a lot of rain, and depends how much water you use per day. You calculate your need for storage of water. So most houses would need something like 40,000 gallons of water storage with top up throughout the year, and be frugal in their use, like not running the tap when you brush your teeth. Just run the tap, wet your brush, put your toothbrush on, brush your teeth. When you're finished, then rinse your mouth. Every time you leave a tap on, in 1 minute, it's 2 gallons of water. Some people spend 5 minutes brushing their teeth with the tap going. It's 10 gallons of water. But because they don't see it, there's no meter in front of their tap, they don't care until they get their water bill and go, wow, we didn't use that much water. So good on you, mate. You'll be pleased as punch. And having that battery, I would just about guarantee that battery will run you all night, obviously. And most of the day up to about 10:30, 11 in the morning, and then you start filling it up again. So your battery alone will probably rarely be empty. Even the Tesla here, I think you're getting a Tesla too, I presume you are. They're something like 13.5 grand to install. That's just too expensive. But there are many other companies that do batteries. But I'm waiting. The WA government's thinking about a 4 grand return. I don't know whether you'll get any subsidy for your battery, but it looks like in the next few months we will. So I've got my system being installed battery ready without the battery at the moment. Why would I want to throw 4 grand away? I'm not going to be using any electricity basically anyway. The battery just seals the end deal. When the power goes out in the street, we won't. First thing you're going to notice, Tony, it used to happen to me. You've got to knock at the door and say, mate, how come you've got lights? We're next door and we've got nothing. Power's gone out. Oh, right. Yeah, I could get a battery. I just figure, why would I throw an opportunity of 4 grand away? But that's not set in concrete, but they're talking heavily about doing it because South Australia gets some sort of subsidy as well with their batteries. I spoke to a guy who used to work in the Snowy Mountain scheme, and he was an engineer. And this is 10 years ago, and he said every house that's ever built should have at least a 1 kilowatt battery, which is nothing when you think about it. But he says that would alleviate any blackout problems. And he said what we would do is encourage them to have that battery filled at off-peak rates. Very clever man. And he said, we should install them for free. He was saying at the time it would have cost about $1,800. And he said the power company, if you went with the power company, their deal would be they would install that battery and you could fill it off-peak. This is before what's happened in the last 10 years. Solar panels have gone crazy and cheaper, but it was a very smart conversation I had with him a decade ago. It made a lot of sense. No one, and he was talking about particularly people that need power for health reasons, ventilators, air conditioning for, a window air conditioner for someone who's old. I thought it was quite clever. And he said we could upgrade it from 1 to 5 to 10 kilowatt. There'd just be a cost involved. But the reason he put this forward to the government, and he said the reason he did it, he says not only for that safety issue, but then after you have the battery installed, it could be connected to solar. So the reverse of what I'm doing and what you're doing. put your solar panels on, didn't get a battery. You were suggesting to have a battery in the home, and then later as time and solar panels came down in price, add them to the battery. He was a very, very clever man. He worked out all the costings and how the power company could install it for free. The government said no, and the power company said no. It makes a lot of sense. If you can provide your own energy, it's a sort of a freedom. Here, I know my daughter is not very frugal with electricity, or one of my daughters. She can pay up to $500 or $600 every 2 months. And I said, what do you do? She said, I don't know. But they leave every light on and there's 3 televisions going and air conditioners. I'm thinking, that's probably what you do. I think our last power bill was something like 160, and we've had construction here for the last few months, so it's gone up because of that, because we're providing the power. And of course it's been extremely hot, and we've had air conditioner going quite a lot, but still only 160. So that's $80 a month, and there's, on top of that, there's something like a $60 reading charge in there, so take that off, it would be 120. So about $60 a month is what we use in electricity. But the readings are killer. Just some guy comes up and reads them out and goes, oh yeah. So there's $60 chucked on the bill, which seems a bit steep to me. I would do it for 50. They give me a job, I'll go and do 10 homes a day. Yeah, that's $500 in your pocket. It must take you 15 minutes to do that. You are, under Australian law, Tony, allowed to disconnect from the grid totally if it can be proven you can supply all of your own needs. That obviously is obvious for people who are off-grid and don't already have electricity, but those who are on-grid, there's legislation being put forward to say if they can prove, and your records of your solar input and output would be the argument to say, I don't need the electricity company anymore, so disconnect me. So that'll be interesting. I know one of the companies here are talking about installing not a smart meter but a smart reader, which means each month it's relayed back to the company. All right, mate, you have a good one. I'll look forward to that video, Tony. If you would just drop a link in one of my videos to it, I'll tell everybody about it. The more people we can encourage to do the same, the better. Good night, mate. Have a good one. Exciting Friday coming up. In fact, I'm going to go and have a shower myself. Knock this on the head after my last cigarette for the evening. Not a bad evening, is it? It's 26 degrees, beautiful weather. Well, I had a good chat with Tony about his system. And if anyone watches this video later, make sure that after Tony drops a link to his video, which will be probably the end of next week, probably after Christmas maybe, have a look at it. Like Tony, I encourage everyone to look at installing solar if you can afford it. And these days, with the price of electricity, you can't afford not to. All right, good people. On that note, good night.